Crowdfunding Decoded. Getting working capital to grow your business doesn't have to be hard. Many companies these days turn to crowdfunding. A lot of these options will work for startup ventures, but there are details you should know. Let's look at the basics of crowdfunding. You can try a service like Kickstarter, but make sure you read the fine print. Many crowdfunding platforms make you give all of the funding back if you do not make your goal by the end of the campaign. But INDIEGOGO has a flexible funding option. Let's check the fine print on crowdfunding. Crowdfunding platforms take a percentage of the donations. These platforms generally push to have you deliver on your promises, so you'll have to actually manufacture a product or do anything else your business is supposed to be doing. Plus, donors can become weary of crowdfunding pitches. Which businesses do the best? Straightforward businesses may not do so well. Crowdfunding tends to work best when donors can personally connect with a product or service. These often are products not quite on the shelves yet or artistic endeavors. Standard widgets will not attract brand ambassadors. They probably won't get donors too fired up. Here are some decisions you need to make. How much do you need to ask for? What perks will you give? And for which donor levels? Also decide whether you're likely to succeed in being funded, as this determines if you want regular or flexible funding. You also need to decide on the length of your campaign. Get your donors fired up. You need to evoke emotions in your donors. The most effective feelings are urgency. They need to donate now. Scarcity. They can't get the product or service anywhere else, or it's running out. Novelty. Your product or service is new, or your spin on existing one is new. Or an intangible cool factor. Your product or service is cool and has cachet. Here are some campaign basics. Your pitch video must be great. Be courteous, always. Present any tangible evidence of your product or service so you don't look fly-by-night. And don't be greedy and ask for far more than you need. Some more campaign basics. Be gracious if your campaign fails. Your stretch goals should be a mix of readily attainable and pie in the sky. Line up your most significant and dependable donors before you even start. And always share your campaign on social media multiple times. First, let's look at Kickstarter. They are the biggest crowdfunding platform. They have over 14 million backers and over 130,000 funded projects. Campaigns are for products and services such as publishing, the arts and film, comics and illustration, and design and technology. You must have a prototype. Projects cannot be for charity, although nonprofits can use Kickstarter. You can't offer equity in a company as a perk. Prohibited projects and perks include anything to do with these items: contests and raffles, cures and medicines, credit services, live animals, alcohol, or weapons. Kickstarter takes a 5% fee on all funds collected by creators. Stripe, their payments processor, will also apply payment processing fees. This is roughly 3 to 5%. Campaigns that don't make it don't pay a fee. There are also fees of 3% plus 20 cents per pledge. Pledges under $10 have a discounted micro-pledge fee of 5% plus 5 cents per pledge. Now let's turn to their main competitor, INDIEGOGO. They have over 9 million backers. The minimum goal amount is $500. They charge 5% platform fees and 3% plus 30 cents third-party credit card fees. Their fees are deducted from the amount raised and not the goal. So if you exceed your goal, you will pay more in fees. They do not take PayPal. At INDIEGOGO, you cannot change your fundraising structure from fixed to flexible, or vice versa, once the campaign is started. Fixed funding is recommended if you need a minimum amount to make your project. INDIEGOGO recommends regular communications to donors if you choose fixed funding. There are more crowdfunding platforms out there. Fundable allows equity campaigns. They charge $179 per month to fundraise. Fees on rewards are 3.5% plus 30 cents per transaction. They do not charge success fees. Crowdfunder treats its campaigns as deals and its donors as investors. Their basic listings are $4.49 per month. Their self-start listings are $4.99 a month. and their Self-Start Plus is $9.99 a month. Perks are a must for a lot of campaigns. Consider how much complexity you think you can handle. 5 levels of perks are a lot, and 3 is already pushing it. Virtual perks are easier to fulfill than physical ones. Manners matter. Thank everybody. Be gracious if you don't make your goal. You should still thank everybody. If you're on a budget, put your money into your campaign video rather than your perks, and then just offer fewer perks to save money. But how does the law affect crowdfunding? Your perks might be considered sales under the Uniform Commercial Code. This has not been litigated yet. This means your perks might be subject to UCC warranties like merchantability, which means can it be sold, and fitness for a particular purpose. Virtual perks usually don't have these issues. If you misuse your funding, you may end up in an unpleasant meeting with your state's attorney general, because that may or may not be misrepresentation. In 2014, the Washington State Attorney General's office brought suit because a 2012 Kickstarter campaign never delivered a unique deck of playing cards. The campaign didn't deliver the product or the perks. They were sued under the Consumer Protection Law, and the state won. Let's recap. Crowdfunding has nuances which help your campaign succeed. Not every product or service will work. Give donors the feeling they must donate to the campaign. Multiple perk levels adds complexity. Keep it simple. Don't get greedy or break your promises to your backers. Contact us today to learn more about Crowdfunding Decoded.